I had a friend to text me to wish me an early birthday. Now, this is someone that I've been knowing for over 40 years. We met in elementary school. And I give you a little backstory on that. I was actually raised in Detroit, Michigan, but I was born in the South. My mother was the oldest of three girls that were sent off to be raised by other relatives because her mother, my grandmother, had them at a very young age. So it was three oldest girls that were sent off to be raised with relatives. And as she got older, she wanted to meet her mother, which her mom lived in Michigan with her other siblings. So mind you now, at this time, it's about a total of about 10 of them. But the oldest three girls were sent to be raised by relatives. So she packed us up, moved us from the South to the North, taking us out of our element of being in a very warm place to a very cold place. But I got used to it. We got used to it. And at that time, that's when I met my friend. Like I stated, been knowing each other for over 40 years. We met in elementary school. Went to elementary school together, middle school together, different high schools at that time. At that time, the area that you lived in, wherever you were zoned for, you would go to that school unless you decided to go to a different school where you had to take a test or something like that. So he went off to another school where he had to take a test to get into that school. So that's where he went. I just went to the school that I was zoned for at that time. So, but when we met each other, the best of friends through elementary school, middle school. I can honestly say that I had like the best childhood ever. Just getting to know all of my friends at that time, all of us getting along with each other. It was just wonderful. But at this time, like I stated, I didn't state this, but we lost contact with each other when we graduated high school and went off to college. Because during the time when I was in high school, I met my boyfriend at the time and I was dating someone else. And I assumed he was doing his thing as well. Because right now at this time, like I stated, we lost contact with each other. So when we graduated, he went off to college, I went off to college, and we didn't reconnect until I know I was divorced. He was still married, of course. He found me on Facebook. So that's how we really reconnected with each other. And it was all about, girl, where you been? And I was like, man, I can't believe that we actually are talking to each other at this moment in time. So fast forward a little bit, I went to Michigan one year. We hooked up with each other, doing my class reunion one of these years. I can't remember which one it was, but we had the best time of just reminiscing, went out to dinner, just hung out with more friends. It was just excellent. It was good. But he texts me, getting back to what I was saying, he texts me to wish me a happy early birthday. And he also said, Martha, don't take this the wrong way. I have always loved you, and I will forever love you. So, what do you say to something like that when someone says that to you? If we wouldn't have never lost contact with each other, I believe we would have been together. And I'm like, just sitting there listening, like, what do you say to something like that? When you know this person is married, I'm a single woman. But even during the time that we've been communicating with each other within the last couple of years, it's always never been anything like that, coming on to each other, anything like that. Because I know he's a married man. I would never do anything like that. I don't play those type of games. So it was never anything like that. But you can tell that he was drinking. He was out with a friend. And this friend that was in town worked for, I think, some sort of electric company. I believe he said they had some sort of winter weather. Something was going on. So that's the reason why his friend was in town, but he was stuck there. So they decided to go out to eat, have some drinks. So I could tell that he had been drinking, wasn't drunk, but just tipsy. You know how people say when people have had some drinks in them, they start to speak on some things, tell the truth about things. And I think that's the way that this went, because I could tell that he was kind of tipsy. Because when he texted me that, I just responded with a heart. I didn't say anything. Then I guess when I responded, he called me, and that's when we just had a conversation. I just listened. He restated what he said. I just listened. But again, what do you say to something like that? I mean, really, what do you say? I was just like stunned. I was taken back, but I didn't know what to say. I just listened, and yeah, just stunned. But again, what do you say to something like that? Yeah, because I would never want to lose his friendship over anything like this. Unless he's not, I don't know. I don't know if he's not telling me something. Is he separated? Is it if he's divorced? And, I'm at the point in time in my life now that I'm fine, single. I don't really care to really just really be with someone at this moment in time. I'm straight. I'm fine. Yeah, because I would never want to, lose his friendship, because friendship is it's just so rare nowadays, where we know things can change and people change, people outgrow people. And yeah, but I don't know what it is. I don't know. Maybe he's just not saying some things. I don't know if he's having issues, within his marriage. I don't know. Is he single now? I don't know, because, when we talk to each other, I always ask how his family's doing. He asks me about my family, but I don't really get off into asking him things about his wife. I just feel like that's not my place to do that. So again, what do you do? How do you respond to something like this? It's it's just pretty, I don't know. I'm just taken back on it. So, yeah. Yeah, but you all come below and tell me your thoughts on this. Have you ever been in any type of situation like this? But if you enjoyed this, please like, comment, and share the video, because I think I have a lot of more stories that I do want to just talk about. And I'll see you all in the next video. Bye.